In the next 7 minutes, I will try to explain what we did in the last 2 years. When we analyze what we did in the last 2 years, we did more than in the last 8 years in this ministry. My second work day 2 years ago, it was meeting with Commissioner Hahn and Commissioner Bulls. And they told me on that meeting, Minister, if you don't adopt a transportation strategy, you will not be able to apply for €1 project in European Commission. And also, you will not be able to talk with any investors. 15 years in previous period, a couple times, Bosnian government tried to adopt a transportation strategy, but that strategy never survived 2 months. In that moment, European Commission gave to me and my team 48 days to adopt a transportation strategy. Many of my colleagues told me that is a dream in dreams, because everybody who knows political structures in Bosnia and Herzegovina, we have state level, entity level, cantonal level, and you must be together, work together, and handle this project. And I don't want to talk about now on many political issues in this project, but we did. We won, and after 48 days, first time in Bosnian history, we adopted transportation strategy. Next project, it was transportation treaty. We try to prepare project from transportation treaty. Many times in Bosnia, we had many problems with project, but in that moment, we totally changed system. How can we prepare our project? And from Trieste, with 6 projects from Western Balkan countries, we have 4 for Bosnia and Herzegovina. And they gave to us 4 projects. 3 projects for Corridor 5C and 1 project for revitalization, Port Brčko. One of the most important projects in Bosnia and Herzegovina is Corridor 5C. Corridor 5C is connection between Budapest, through the Croatia, through the whole Bosnia and Herzegovina, and connect with Port Ploče. In this moment, we have 92 kilometers. Corridor 5C is already done. But what is very important, in the last 3 months, with transportation strategy, with transportation treaty, on Bosnian banks came €1,150,000,000 for Corridor 5C. That is almost 10 new projects, is around 115 kilometers, new highways, and probably in the next 2 years, we'll start all that projects. Tourism grew up in Bosnia in the last 4 years, around 43%. As mentioned, Chinese ambassador, many Chinese tourists, but also many European tourists, actually for worldwide tourists come in Bosnia. Maybe one interesting information for all of you, Sarajevo is one of unique cities in the whole world where we have much more tourists in here than citizens. Connection with Ploče is for us is very important, because when we're now talking about tourism, during the tourism season between May and September, we expect that Corridor 5C will use around 5 million tourists. It's not necessary to be a big economic expert that we know how much is very good for Bosnian economy. One of the most important ports in Bosnia and Herzegovina is Port Brčko. Most of the reason for that, that is a pure example for the multimodal system. Port Brčko is in North Bosnia. That is one of the most powerful industrial zone. We have connection with highway, we have connection with railway, we have one very Tuzla airport, which is 60 kilometers between Port Ploče and airport Tuzla. Now when we put that together, Port Ploče is connected with Corridor 5C for one side, with north side, with European Union in Croatia, and also Corridor 11 is very close to Port Brčko. We provide 15 million euros to rebuild Port Brčko, and probably they will start with that during the next year. Also, we start to rebuild, actually, that is a railway between North Bosnia, Port, Zadar, Split, and Šibenik in Croatia. In the last 10 years, ex-government, they don't do too much, anything with that railway line, but I had a meeting with Minister Butković from Croatia 7 months ago. We wrote one memorandum, and our teams, they start analyze how much money we need to rebuild that railway line, and we expect next year also we'll have connection between North Bosnia with that ports, and this is a perfect opportunity for economy side from also for both countries, from Croatia and from Bosnia. We also start to rebuild Sarajevo and Tuzla airport. Sarajevo is, actually in Bosnia we have four main airports: Sarajevo, Tuzla, Mostar, and Banja Luka. Sarajevo also definitely one of the biggest airports, but 1 year ago we started rebuild that airport. A lot of reason, and I want to just tell something. Sarajevo is an Olympic city. Next year in February, we will have Olympic Games for the juniors in Sarajevo, and that will be one of the most sports events for our country after 30 years. We expect in next 4 years, just I want to tell something, in October in Bosnia we will have one of the most important elections for our country. And after that elections, we expect in next 4 years, when we're talking about transportation infrastructure, when we're talking about digitalization infrastructure, we can do more than in the last 20 years. Again, I will tell something what I tell when I start this speech. In the last 2 years, we did more than in the last 8 years. When you have positive attitude, when you have positive approach, when you open all communication lines, no barrier in front of us. For Bosnia and Herzegovina, it's very important, good connection with the European Union. But if you ask me personal, for us, it's very important, good connection with our neighbors. When we have good connection with our neighbors, we have also good connection with European unions. It's not only connection with transportation infrastructure. It's very important, good professional connection. Many times we have conflict between each others, but I don't remember anybody who may make actually and handle any problem with conflict. My personal way is open, positive communication, and that's the reason why we did more in 2 years than in the last 8 years. Thank you so much.